tell me how Jess Lim came up to your winery on his tour with other winery people and how they came to discover the great wines that you were making? Do you remember him on that visit?
I don't remember how it all happened.
But he apparently went on that visit and everybody raved about your wines.
It's funny, you know, like we export to nearly a dozen countries now, and none of them I've actually chased. They've all come to me, and it's interesting because my peers, so other winemakers always recommend people to come and see me, and for me it's a real joy because for me that means that my peers enjoy drinking my wine.
Do you have cellar door?
Yeah, we do, and the other thing about our cellar door is you never meet someone who doesn't make the wine. So it's me or Marie or one of my
always somebody there.
We work 7 days a week. So there's always someone who's working on the wine 7 days a week who will be the person that you will meet and talk to. You don't get to talk to some random person. It's always someone who either makes the wine or grows the fruit. They're the only people you ever meet.
Okay.
Because what we think is that if you come to visit us, it's got to be real. It's got to be authentic. You've got to really know something. You've got to transmit some part of the passion of the wine.
Right. So tell us about your portfolio of wines. We just tried your 2016 Chardonnay, which is superb, served at the right temperature. And then we had the Pinot from Bannockburn and the Maeta, 2012.
Yep.
And you had another...
We're going to have a look at the oldest Shiraz vineyard in Geelong. It was planted in 1969, so you're going to have a look at that in a minute. And then last
which vineyard is that from?
That's from Mount Dunedin. It's from Mount Dunedin, which was planted in 1969.
Wow.
It's a beautiful old vineyard.
How did you acquire that?
So what happened there is the guy that actually owns that vineyard is a really old friend of mine. In fact, he's my winemaking mentor.
Right.
So when he retired, he's 85 now, so we've been running his vineyard, and so he lives there still, but we look after all the vines.
So how far away is that from Leithbridge?
Nearly 40 minutes, 35 minutes.
How did you get to know about his Shiraz?
Oh, well, we knew it because it was quite a famous wine. So we had drunk that Shiraz and we've tasted the
Was it bottled under his name?
Yeah, it was called Revenberg. Yeah, Revenberg, Mount Dunedin it was called. Yeah, so it was quite a famous in those days, you know, in the 70s and the 80s. It was quite a famous little winery. And so we met Ken ages ago and he became our mentor. And after that, when he retired, we took over all the vineyards to look after it.
So when did he retire? He's 85 now, right?
So yeah, he retired
5 years ago?
2001.
Oh.
So he stopped making the wine in 2001, and then we took over the vineyards.
The estate management?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything, yeah.
And you took the grapes and brought it to your winery?
Yep.
And what do you think your style of Shiraz is? Is it 100% Shiraz?
This one is, yeah. We have another one which is from the home vineyard at Leithbridge, which has got about 1 or 2% Viognier in it. But this particular one... Yeah,
you've got Viognier in your Shiraz?
Just a little bit.
Interesting.
So, but the interesting thing, the style is definitely Northern Rhone. So it's not like your traditional Australian Shiraz. It's not big and bold and sweet. It's more spice. It's got that Chinese 5 spice, that star anise, a little bit of pepper, but not a lot.
So what is the terrain of his vineyard like?
So his vineyard...
Is it on a steep slope?
It's not a steep slope, but it's slopey.
Okay.
It's probably about 10%. But the interesting thing is it's got a lot of quartz in it, quartz and gravel. So there's quite an interesting...
the top soil is covered with quartz and gravel.
And also this thing called ironstone. So it's a rock.
So it's hematite, red in color?
That's it. And so when you taste the wine, it actually tastes a bit like blood. You know, like when you eat like a blood sausage or when, like I played a lot of rugby in my youth, and it always reminds me of being punched in the mouth.
Is it like the soil in Franklin and...
In Franklin Estate?
Yeah.
Not really.
Or Wild Ducks Creek type terroir?
No, not really. No, it's a bit different to that.
Okay, those are more blood red.
Yeah, they're heavier soils.
Yeah.
This is a lighter soil.
Okay. So it doesn't really get too heavy and still got the qualities of the of the touch from the red soil.
Yeah, and the thing about the hematite actually gives it that iron character, that blood character, which I think is really nice.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a very interesting vineyard. And it's old vines too.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Ray. I shan't take you from your next appointment. Thank you for sharing with us, and I'll keep you posted.
Thank you again.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks again.